Welcome to the Real Double Dose channel, Flip the Switch series. Rooted in God, powered by RDDC, FDS, HVH, and S&M ELEVATION. This is where testimonies, travel, and transformation collide. Let's flip the switch and rise together.
Marcus, when we talk about trauma, people often think of it as purely an emotional thing, right? Like, oh, I'm feeling sad or I'm scared. But the truth, the real truth, is that trauma actually physically rewires our brains. It's not just a feeling, it's a structural change, you know?
Whoa, really? Physically rewires? I mean, I've heard the phrase, but I always kind of thought it was more of a metaphor, like, your perspective changes. Are you saying, Amara, that like the actual gray matter, the connections, they're different after a traumatic event? That's pretty intense.
Absolutely. It's not a metaphor at all. Think of your brain as this incredibly intricate city, right? All these highways and neighborhoods. When trauma hits, it's like a sudden, unexpected, almost like an earthquake or a blackout. Some highways get shut down, some become hyper efficient in a way they shouldn't be, and others they just crumble a little. It's our survival mechanism kicking in, but then it gets stuck in that mode, you see?
So, like the brain's emergency response system goes into overdrive and then just stays there? That's a scary thought. What does that actually look like internally? Which parts of the brain are most affected by this earthquake you're talking about?
Okay, so there are two big players we absolutely need to talk about. First, the amygdala. It's this tiny, almond-shaped part deep in your brain, right? It's basically your brain's alarm bell. When you experience trauma, the amygdala goes into hyperdrive. It's constantly screaming, danger, danger, even when there's none. So you're always on edge, always hypervigilant.
So that explains why people who've experienced trauma often feel anxious or easily startled, right? It's not just a psychological thing. It's that their alarm system is like permanently stuck on high alert.
Exactly, Marcus. And then there's the hippocampus. This is your brain's memory center, also crucial for learning. What happens after trauma is really fascinating and a bit heartbreaking. The hippocampus can actually shrink. Yes, it physically reduces in size. This makes it harder to process and store memories correctly. That's why trauma memories can be fragmented or feel like they're happening right now. They don't get filed away properly.
Wow, a shrinking hippocampus. That's wild. So if your memory center isn't working right and your alarm bell is always ringing, it sounds like a recipe for a perpetual stress and confusion. It's like the brain's trying to protect itself, but it's doing it in a really chaotic way, almost making things worse.
Precisely. And it doesn't stop there. We also have to consider the prefrontal cortex, your PFC. This is like the CEO of your brain, right? It's in charge of decision-making, impulse control, problem-solving, emotional regulation, all that executive function stuff. But when the amygdala is screaming and the hippocampus is, retreating, the PFC gets a little overwhelmed. It can't do its job properly.
So if the CEO is overwhelmed, that means everything else starts to suffer, doesn't it? Like difficulty focusing, poor impulse control, maybe even struggling to think clearly in stressful situations. That would explain a lot of the challenges people face after trauma.
Exactly right. You might find it hard to concentrate, to make rational decisions, or to manage your emotions effectively. It's like your brain prioritizes survival over everything else, and it effectively shuts down the parts that aren't immediately necessary for escaping danger. The thing is, when there's no actual danger, it leaves you feeling disoriented and struggling in daily life, you know? It's a disconnect.
Yeah, that's really putting it into perspective. So it's not just a matter of pulling yourself together. It's literally a neurological challenge where the parts of your brain that help you pull yourself together are offline. That's a crucial distinction, I think, for understanding and for empathy.
Absolutely. And because the brain is so deeply connected to the body, these changes don't just stay in your head, Marcus. Oh no, the body remembers too. We often see somatic symptoms of trauma, things like chronic pain, digestive issues, inexplicable fatigue, or that constant on edge feeling in your muscles, even when you're just like relaxing.
So the physical symptoms people experience, like migraines or stomach problems, could actually be direct manifestations of this brain rewiring from trauma? That's a connection I think a lot of people miss. They'd go to a doctor for the physical ailment without realizing the root cause.
Yes, precisely. Your nervous system gets stuck in a state of hyperarousal or sometimes hypoarousal, which is like shutting down or dissociating. That's why some people feel numb or detached. It's the brain and body trying to cope, but in a way that's no longer serving them. It's a brilliant survival mechanism, but it needs to reset after the danger's gone. And often it doesn't, you know?
So it's like a car alarm that keeps going off even though the car isn't being stolen. And it's also like causing other parts of the car to malfunction. That's a pretty powerful analogy. It highlights how pervasive the impact of trauma really is, extending beyond just mental health into physical well-being.
It truly is, Marcus. But here's the beautiful, the incredibly hopeful part. Our brains are incredibly plastic. Neuroplasticity. It means the brain can literally change and rewire itself. It's not a fixed state. We can create new neural pathways, strengthen existing healthy ones, and calm down those overactive areas. It takes effort, of course, but it's absolutely possible.
That's really encouraging to hear. So, even if your brain has been like damaged or rerouted by trauma, it can be rerouted back to a healthier state. What kind of approaches or practices help with this neuroplasticity, this healing?
Oh, so many. Therapies like EMDR, somatic experiencing, trauma focused CBT, they're designed specifically for this. They help your brain process and integrate those fragmented memories. Mindfulness, meditation, even creative arts like drawing or writing can help create new neural connections. It's about gently guiding the brain to understand that the danger has passed and that it's safe now. You know, it's like teaching it a new language of safety.
So, it's about actively engaging with these processes to retrain the brain. It's not just waiting for time to heal all wounds. It's consciously participating in that healing. That's a really empowering thought for anyone struggling with the aftermath of trauma.
Exactly. And for listeners, what's crucial is to understand that this isn't a quick fix. It's a journey, and patience is key. But there are practical steps you can start taking. First, building a strong support system, connecting with trusted friends, family, or even support groups, right? Reduces that feeling of isolation.
So, like, not trying to go it alone, because trauma often makes people want to retreat, doesn't it? But connection is actually a part of the healing process.
Totally. Then things like establishing a consistent routine can bring a sense of predictability and safety back into your life. Engaging in gentle movement like walking or yoga helps release that stored tension in the body. And really focusing on regulating your nervous system through deep breathing exercises, progressive muscle relaxation. These are all tiny steps, but they accumulate, you know?
So it's a multifaceted approach: professional help, social connection, and then also these daily practices that help calm the body and the mind. It really sounds like it's about rebuilding those healthy pathways bit by bit and reaffirming safety within yourself. Really insightful, Amara. Thank you.
My pleasure, Marcus. Always.
This has been the RDDC Flip the Switch series, created by Lexis T. Duran. Center your life on God, power it through RDDC, FDS, HVH, and S&M Elevation. Claim your Travel with Blessings voucher at www.realdoubledosechannel.com and join the Lex Effect Mastermind at lexeffectcoaching.com. Stay bold, stay blessed, keep flipping the switch.